Hello and welcome to Friday night, and it's Paxton Road TV preview show of Tottenham Hotspur versus Brighton and Hove Albion at the Tottenham Hotspur Stadium. Oh, can you still not hear me? One sec. What's going on? Hello, can you hear me now? I think I have sorted it out. Welcome to Paxton Road preview show of the Brighton and Hove Albion and Tottenham Hotspur at the Tottenham Hotspur Stadium tomorrow at 3 p.m. Please, can I have... Yes. Hello, welcome. Sorry about that, guys. I don't know what was going on here. My mic, for some reason, just went off key. A bit like the Spurs defence, a bit like Conte. It just disappeared. Didn't want to come back. And I tried to negotiate, but it wasn't having it. So I've got a second one in command now. I have got my Stellini microphone that's helping me out. Anyway, good evening and hope everyone is well and looking forward to great bank holiday weekend where Tottenham Hotspur fans are left disappointed again at the Tottenham Hotspur Stadium. Anyway, thank you everyone for being patient with me. And like I said, it was just a few technical, but I'm back. I haven't got my crew with me today. Sean's on his way to London to watch Spurs. Sam's disappeared. I don't know where Sam's gone. It was supposed to be on stream. He's disappeared. So I'm left standing on my own, all by myself. I want to be. But anyway, right. Let's go. Massive game tomorrow at the Tottenham Hotspur Stadium. 5th place Tottenham Hotspur against 6th place Brighton. Brighton have got in hand only 4 points. Brighton are at the moment. No, they can't do anything wrong. They've got a manager who's got the team playing the way he wants them to play, even though they left Harry Potter. Graham Potter left Brighton. He's just took over. He's continued. And they've just gone from strength to strength. McAllister, Mitoma. They've got good goalkeepers as well. And then we've got Tottenham Hotspur Football Club. Absolute disarray. We're in a dilemma. As Nelly said, Nelly and Kelly, no matter what we do, all I think about is nobody really, because we're in dire straits. We've got no manager. We've got 2 in command, number 2 and a number 3 taking over the club. No women's manager. We've got a new technical director. Is he called director of football? I don't know what they call him, but this new Mullins guy or whatever you call him, I've not heard much about him, to be fair. Still in China. But he's taken over. So I think that means the end of Parachichi. Looks like it. Who knows? Is that a good thing? I don't know. But this guy's in China at the moment. I don't know when he comes over to England. We will see what happens. So, going into tomorrow's game, let me bring you the stats as we go along. Here we go. So, Tottenham Hotspurs, Brighton at the Tottenham Hotspur Stadium, 3 o'clock kickoff. And as you can see, the league table, Arsenal are top on 72 points. Manchester City in 2nd place on 64 points. Newcastle United on 53 points. Manchester United on 53 points. Both of these 2 teams have played 28 games. In 5th position on played 29. 50 points is Tottenham Hotspur, followed by Brighton on 46 points, 27 games. So they've got 2 games in hand and they're 4 points behind us. Obviously, last week on Monday when we played Everton, we had the chance to go 3rd. But as Tottenham do what Tottenham do, we blew it. And now we are 5th. So tomorrow is an absolute massive game in terms of if they beat us tomorrow, they're 1 point behind us. If we beat them, then we can climb back into the top 4, 3rd or 4th. It depends on how Newcastle and Man United get on. I'm not looking forward to this game at all tomorrow. I am not confident at all tomorrow. But we shall see what happens tomorrow. Okay, so as we are now, Tottenham are 5th. Brighton have 6. We've won 15 games. They've won 13. It's amazing how the way they're playing, we've won 2 more games than they have. I can't fathom that, to be fair. 5 drawn. We've drawn 7. Sorry, they've won 15. We've won 13. They've lost 9. We've lost 7. Average goals scored per match, 1.83 to 1.89. 1.41 to 1.26. 9 cleats a piece. Chances created per match. Now, if Sam was here, this is what he likes. I mean, average goals scored, we're on par. We've scored 1.83. They've scored 1.89. We've conceded more per game, 1.41, as opposed to their 1.26. But the chances created, 1.5 chances per game for Tottenham, whereas they're creating 2.19 per match. So this seems like it's going to be one of them games again where Spurs will be defending and Brighton will be attacking, because every team they've played against, they've attacked them. The manager's got them well drilled. The players are well drilled as well themselves. And if we sit back like we normally do and we don't perform first half and we come out second half and we're 1 or 2 goals down, then I'm afraid this is going to be one of them games where we ain't coming back, because Brighton, home and away, they're on form. I think they're one of the form teams at the moment. And if there's any team that you don't want to be playing at this precise moment, is Brighton. It's Brighton. Right. So, played 11 times. Tottenham have won 7. Brighton have won 3. We've won 4 at home. They've won 2 at their place. We've won 3 away and they've won 1 away. We've only played them 11 times since about 2005, I think. So we've got the percentage rate at the moment with 7 wins, and we've won 4 at home, whereas they've only won 1 away. But all the followers, all the people in the comment section who have been watching this show week in, week out, you will know when we come to these kind of stats, last couple of weeks, we've been far the better team than every other team. We've come up and we've blown it. Yeah. Everton, prime example, 1-0 up, 10 men. Then they had 87% possession for the 5 minutes after we scored. See the game out. But no, we don't see the game out. Then he brings on Sanchez. Don't even want to say his name. And then they get a 90th minute equalizer. Again, you know what? You're bringing Lucas Moura on. Why are you keep bringing in this guy on when you got Danjuma on the bench? We're already low on numbers on the bench. Our bench looks so bang average, yet you're not bringing Danjuma on. I thought it was an issue with Conte, but it now seems there's an issue with Stellini as well. Moving on to the next slide is previous 5 meetings. So, 1st of November 2020, Spurs 2, Brighton 1. At the Amex 2021 January, Brighton won 1-0. At the Amex 16th of March 2022, Brighton 0, Spurs 2. 16th of April 2022, Spurs 0, Brighton 1. And Saturday 8th of October 2022 at the Amex Stadium, Brighton 0, Spurs 1. So, as it seems there, we've had 3 wins and 2 losses. So there's no draws between Spurs and Brighton in the last 5 games. Spurs, I think, are on an unbeaten record. I think it is 24 games now since we've last drawn a game against anyone. So this game is not going to be a draw at all. This game, it will not be a draw no matter what we say. Tottenham do not believe in drawing games. This is going to go one way or the other. Either Brighton are going to beat us or Spurs are going to beat us, and Spurs are going to beat Brighton. And as many of you guys might realise or have come to realise now, we're not winning many games between now and the end of the season. The squad that we've got too many injuries. The players are not coming back from injury till next season now. Bang average players in defence as well. Issues with players not being bought on. Issues with a manager or a temporary manager who doesn't know what he's doing. So it's going to be interesting. I'm already reading the comments from everybody in the section, and I really don't want to read them out, but I will read them out in a minute. But it's all depressing. I don't think there's anyone confident actually that we are going to win this game tomorrow, but funnier things have happened. Previous 5 games, starting with, sorry about this guys, but I've forgot to change the Everton thing. Right, Spurs drew with Everton 1-1, drew with Southampton 3-3, won Forest 3-1, lost to Wolves 1-0, beat Chelsea 2-0, whereas Brighton beat Bournemouth 2-0, drew with Brentford 3-3, beat Crystal Palace 1-0, drew with Leeds 2-2, beat West Ham 4-0. Spurs have won 2, lost 2, drawn 1 in the previous 5. Brighton have won 3 and drawn 2. Now, I say this many times. Does this have any influence on the actual game itself? I don't think it does, because form is, for Spurs anyway, you don't know what you're going to get with them. We expected them to beat Everton. We expected them to beat Southampton. When you're 3-1 up with 15 odd minutes to go, we expected Spurs to see that game out. We didn't, and it all went into meltdown. Again, Everton, with a couple of minutes to go, you're 1-0 up, substitutions, tactics, we drew the game 1-1. Whereas Brighton have a good record. They've got players, they've got confidence. So tomorrow's game, I think it's going to be a very interesting game in terms of which team comes out, which team wants it more. I fear for Spurs players tomorrow, because if the performance is not there tomorrow, if the result's not there tomorrow, then I can see a lot of disgruntled Spurs fans in that stadium tomorrow, and I don't think it's going to be a happy atmosphere at all at the Tottenham Hotspur Stadium. The fans will be with them as always. They always support at Everton, at Southampton. You know, it's been absolutely phenomenal. The fans singing their heads off, you know, and Daniel Levy or anyone should have come out and said, you know what, guys, we're going to refund the players, not the players, the fans, for the support, because the performances have been pathetic, absolute pathetic. And the least they could do is say to the away fans that have travelled that, you know what, for once, we're going to give you a refund because we're not up to par. We're not playing the way we should be playing. But this is Tottenham Hotspur Football Club, run by him upstairs. And you know what's going to happen? Nothing. Right. Before I go on to my team that I think is going to be picked by him, Stellini, let me go through a few of the comments. Good evening to everyone in the comment section. Sean Hurley came on quickly. He said, good luck, my friends. We'll catch up later at Tifosti 61. He's away at the moment. Well, he's on his way to London, so he is coming to the game. Poor soul. Poor soul. Right, let's have a look. Juice Nuts, good evening. He's basically saying this should be a quick stream. Spurs 0, Brighton 5, 3-4-3, same personnel. You might be right, but I don't know about the score. This is where I went into meltdown and nobody could hear me. Okay, let's see. Have a look. Is it sound? Right, here we go. Okay, across the pond, sports talk. Bird derby, Brighton v Spurs, but one bird cannot fly, so I will predict 2-1 Brighton. Seagulls versus the Lily. Yeah, the cockerel versus the seagull. Yeah, and I think Spurs players are going to be tomorrow. They're going to probably be, I believe I can fly. I believe I can touch the sky. But they're not going to, because they're going to go up and straight back down. Choose Nuts is referring to Hello Darkness, my old friend, Simon and Garfunkel song. I should have played that, shouldn't I, at the beginning? Levy has hacked us. I knew he's a commie Tory. David Clark, hi from Leicester. Eddie Ryan, I have given up on the season. Eddie Ryan, let's see if he plays Danjuma. I think the whole of football, not only Tottenham fans, I think everybody else abroad, everywhere, non-Spurs fans will be thinking the same tomorrow, because it's international mystery why Danjuma was bought in January, in the summer or later on, and not had a start, not had a half. He's had big performances here and there. We've had injuries galore. Players have come back from injury. Lucas Moura, who's not signing a contract, who's leaving at the end of the season, he's been injured all season. He gets a game against Everton for 6 minutes before he gets himself sent off. Danjuma's fit. Danjuma's running. Danjuma's got a bit of pace. He's got quality. Son's not on form. So we'd be thinking that, you know what, let's bring him on. But no. So the whole world expects tomorrow. Everybody's going to be waiting for that 2 o'clock team news to see if Danjuma is on the starting lineup or is he on the bench. Or the question is, and I'll put it to everybody on the comment section, who is he going to bring in to stop Danjuma getting a game tomorrow? I might be wrong, but that's what I'm thinking. And if somebody else is brought into that squad tomorrow, then we know that something's not right. And if I was Danjuma, I'd just pack my bags and I'd be gone. David Clark is saying here, this new director of football has no experience of European football. He must be a long-lost brother of Levy. It's a very interesting one, because I was reading his profile and he's done the MLS and he's done, I think, Australia, and he's something to do with China. And he's got the job as the director of football, or whatever they want to call him, at Tottenham Hotspur Football Club. And he's not even here. He's still in China. It's an absolute bizarre one. I don't know what's going on. I think, David, you might be right. He might be a long-lost brother or a relative or something. I don't know. But it stinks. It absolutely stinks what's going on. Jews Nuts is saying here, we're going to get spanked 3-1. Eddie Ryan is saying, I think we will win 3-1. Eddie, do you know what? I wish I've had whatever you've had, because the confidence in that 3-1 win, Tottenham to score 3 goals at Tottenham Hotspur Stadium against Brighton. Do you know what? 1 goal I'll be happy with, but 3, let's see tomorrow. Jews Nuts, Stellini needs to pay off the ref. He kind of knows how to do match fixing. Mark P, good evening. Who knows what will happen tomorrow? I've given up. Want our club back. I think everybody wants our club back. Everybody wants the club back. I don't know if we're going to get our club back. Derek Hutchinson, good evening. Spurs 1, Brighton 3. Eddie Ryan is saying here they should take the refund out of the players' wages. I totally agree with you. Do you know what? You know what? All this, somebody's in the changing rooms that's leading the revolution of getting managers sacked, because the manager keeps getting sacked, but the players are still there. The likes of Dyers, Sanchez, Davis, Lloris, you know, even Kane, people like that are still at the club, but managers are getting sacked. Players not taking responsibilities. Players are not doing what they were supposed to be doing. Conte said as well that these lot are not listening. Then they're saying that the training's too much. Oh, we're getting 3 hours of training. We need 1 hour. Oh, he told me to kick the ball with my left foot. I can't. I can only kick it with my right. Or I'm not allowed to, all this whining and moaning. Professional footballers. Look at the away fans. Some of them are probably just about making ends meet, and they're buying tickets to go away, traveling to these away games, giving 105, 50, 20, 150, 200, 300% in the section, singing, shouting the team, the club, yet you get performances like what they've been delivering week in, week out. It's totally unacceptable. And as Eddie said, I think they should all put their hands in their wages, in their pockets, and just say, do you know what? If Daniel Levy's not going to do anything about this, then we're going to refund the fans that went to this game or that away game. I'm not saying every single game, but Southampton comes to mind. Wolves comes to mind. Everton comes to mind. Yeah, on a Monday night, you're going all the way to Goodison Park. Put your hands in your pockets, lads, and say to these fans that, you know what, we cover you. Cover the next away game. Say to the fans, we've got you for the next away game. We'll pay for your tickets and your travel. But it's not going to happen. I'd love it. I would just love it, as Kevin Keegan said. David Clark, still playing Loris is a joke. No wonder our backline goes into panic mode, trying to play out from the back. I couldn't understand that one, David. Against on Monday, you've got a keeper who's played for the last 6-7 games. He's done relatively well, kept a few clean sheets, and then he comes back from an injury and he gets straight back in. I don't know. And I still think another keeper maybe could have got a hand to that Everton shot, but it's another debate for another day. Son will play for the rest of this season's games and wonder why we are not even creating chances, let alone scoring goals. Correct. Henry Sago saying 1-2 loss, unfortunately. David Clark is saying the reason the players are still there is not down to the players. The only reason they're still there is because coaches haven't demanded that they are sold. I agree, David. The coaches should be demanding, but there's that many players that need to be shifted. It's a process, isn't it? It can't be all done in one window. This should have been done after Pochettino got sacked. After that, every window, 1 or 2 players should have been released, gone. If you get money for him, you get money for him. If you don't, just get rid, take a hit. But the problem is, and we all know it, it's Daniel Levy. Marlon Bashman, good evening. Marlon, how are you? I'm going for my second game this season. I've turned down so many tickets as we have been shocking. Marlon, I'm not going to lie. I've given up my last 2 games. I've been to every game and then I've got 4 season tickets. And the last couple of games have been horrendous. It's painful going to watch 45 minutes if you're lucky of football. And Ramadan as well. So, you know what, Ramadan's come at a good time. And I've decided that the last 2 games, I'm not gone. I didn't go to the Forest game. I'm not going to tomorrow's game. But if you're going to the second game, then let's hope they put in a performance for not just you, Marlon, but all the fans that are going to be going there tomorrow. Mark P saying 100% Sid, these players need to have a hard look at themselves. They don't care. We would give everything to be there in their position. Pathetic. These guys chose to be professional footballers. They've not chosen to be what you do, your profession is, what my profession is, what anybody else in the comment section, anybody else's profession. They've chosen to be footballers. They've got to the stage now where they're playing for a big club. Not that we have, I won't say we're in a big club anymore. Maybe not. Giving them another few years, we probably won't be. But you're playing for Tottenham Hotspur Football Club. You're on a good wage. Some of these are on a ridiculous wage. Not the best compared to other clubs, but you're on a good wage. 70 grand, 100 grand, 150 grand, 200 grand, whatever you're on a good wage. That's what you chose to do. So go and put in a shift. Do a full, put a shift in. Go and play football with passion, with the fact that you want to play for this football club, for the fans, to yourself. Just put in a shift. Because if you don't put in a shift, are you telling me you're going home and you're thinking to yourself, I played well today. All right, let's move on to the next one. No, Because you read the social medias, you read the papers, you read the reports on the streams, on TV, on whatever you do. You must know you're not playing well. Earn your money. Go and play football. If you don't want to play for this club, then go. Don't just sit there taking a wage. Just leave this football club. Just go. Say to the chairman, say to your agent, listen, I'm going. I don't want to play for this club anymore. Go and get, go to a club where you can just go and kick a ball. I know that club's Tottenham at the moment, but this is what we need. We need someone to come in, clear this dead wood that's in this football club and start afresh. Too many players. Eddie Ryan is saying here, it's one thing saying every manager got their favourite, but I can't understand how every manager plays diet in every game. Eddie, I agree with you, mate. I agree with you. And why does any manager even put Sanchez on the bench? Or if you're putting him on the bench, why are you even bringing him on in games? Because everyone knows. Are you telling me these managers don't know what he's capable of? Because he's not capable of anything apart from mistakes. And we've seen it week in, week out. Yet he's still at the club. Dyer's the same. There's so many at that club. But I don't know. Right. So this is my predicted team. Lloris is going to be in goal because I can't see him dropping him. Romero. There we go, Eddie. I'm sorry, but he's going to be playing. Eric Dyer. Longley's going to be playing. Pedro Porro at right wing back. I'm going with Perisic. Not my favourite player at left wing back, but unfortunately, we haven't got anybody else. Højbjerg and Skip will be the middle, unless we'll talk about that in a second. Son's going to be playing yet again, even though he's bang off form. Kulusevski and Harry Kane. The reason I've gone for this team is because there's nobody else we can bring in. Everybody's injured. There's players that he doesn't trust. If Stellini's got any balls, and I don't mean the Nike ones that they practice with every day, then I will be dropping this guy tomorrow back on the bench, Sonny, and put in Danjuma. But we all know it's not going to happen. Formation-wise, is he going to be a puppet of Conte and stick to the formation and go with what they've been doing all season? Or is he actually going to gamble and say, I might play 3 in the middle, put Saar in there as well, leave or go with 2 up top, drop Son completely and then put Kulu and Kane with Skip, Højbjerg. I don't know. Honestly, I don't know what he's going to do tomorrow. But at the moment, the personnel speaks for itself because of so many injuries. I mean, I'd even give Alfie Divine a run out. I'd put him on the bench. He can't do any worse than some of these players are doing. You got Danjuma's there as well. Put some of these players in. I know he wants top 4. Top 4's not going to happen. Top 4, the way we're playing at the moment, is not going to happen. And Daniel Levy needs to realise this, that your 35, 40 million pounds that you're going to get for finishing 4th in the Champions League is that important to you. You ain't going to get it, mate. You ain't going to get it because this team is not going to get you through the finishing line. We've got some big game coming up. We've got Brighton tomorrow. And then we've got that 1 week of hell where we've got Newcastle, Liverpool and Manchester United in 7 days. I think the top 4 will be finished by then anyway. So we've got some big games coming up. And these players, we've tried to count on them week in, week out. And it's not happening. It's not happened whatsoever. So, let's have a look. What else? David Clark is saying here, it's irrelevant about the players having a look at themselves. They are plainly not good enough to play at this level. It's down to Levy. Why are they still there? That's right. We've said it week in, week out. Saar has to be brought into the starting lineup. Skip and Højbjerg were bloody hapless in the last game. David, I agree with you. There's so many players in that team that are hapless. But right? Son's the prime example. Week in, week out, he has been playing awful. Still starts. Skip and Højbjerg, I agree with you. They were awful. But the problem is, he takes one of them two out. And if anyone, he's going to take Skip out for Saw. But I don't think he's going to do that. I don't know what it is. And I've said this before, and I'll say it again. When you sack a manager, you sack the whole board of players. Not players, your coaching staff. Because you bring in that coaching staff. They're your team. So if you're not good enough for the job, or you walk, or you get sacked, your team has to go with you. Simple. Your team goes. Because Stellini now is the same school from Conte. Is he listening to Conte? Is he talking to Conte? Is he asking Conte for whatever? Because his formations, his decision making is exactly the same as what Conte was. We needed someone to come in. Chelsea have took a gamble on Frank Lampard. Obviously, he's Chelsea boy, and there's something, whatever's going on there, but they've brought him in to take the reign for the next 10 games. We should have done the same. We should have brought in someone. You either promote Ryan Mason and let Ledley King, Jermaine Defoe, Yaya Toure, all them lot help him, or you bring in someone to help. Simple as. Because this Stellini thing's not going to work. It's not going to work. So let's see what happens. Eddie Ryan is saying here, Højbjerg has been playing shit. I think been playing well apart from Kane is the question. Who has been playing well? Yeah, that's the question. Majority of them have been playing shit. We'll leave it at that. Pav, good evening, Pav. You've just joined me as I'm coming.
Oh my god, am I late?
Yeah, I'm gonna finishing, but it's all right. It's okay. You can, you know what? You can come in. You can have your say. Not a problem. We've discussed the usual things that we normally do. What's your thoughts on tomorrow's game?
Well, we need the 3 points, definitely, but I think it's going to be a very tough game because they are literally behind us and they're going to be fighting for getting ahead of us. So it's going to be difficult, but we need to change how we played the last game, and Stellini needs to think carefully about how he can change that. But I genuinely don't think that's going to be the case. I think he's just going to play the same old football that he has been playing, Conte's been playing. And it all depends on the players as well. I mean, I don't think Lloris should be playing, but, you know, there's a debate there. But definitely the mentality of going in as well, and going in with that positive mentality in the fight for, you know, top 4. But I don't know.
You know what? We said that because they're on a run of form, and I'll just show you the. I mean, you've seen the league. I don't know if you've seen the league table or not.
Yeah.
So they're on a run of form, and the last team you want to be playing, to be fair, is Brighton, right? Because they've got 2 games in hand. They're 4 points behind us. If they beat us tomorrow, then they're only 1 behind us. And if there's a team that you don't want to play, is Brighton. Because going forward, they are off. You know, they are phenomenal. They are fun. You know, Matoma's just next level at the moment. Everything he seems to be doing is just amazing. In terms of the team, you might have seen. Let me just show you the team. This is what I think the team's going to be, purely because there's no one else there. That's the problem.
Yeah, exactly. That's very true. Got a lot of injuries as well, haven't we?
What you were saying about Lloris, I've already touched on that. I said Forster should not have been dropped. He should have carried on. Son should be dropped, because we've had this discussion about Danjuma, whether Danjuma is not again going to be on the bench, or is he going to bring in someone else so that he doesn't get game time. But that team now picks itself. Some of them are not even on form. Like we said, Skip, Højbjerg have not been playing well. Does Saw come into the game? We don't know. Do you agree with this team tomorrow, or do you think it might be a few changes in terms of tactics?
No, I agree with it completely. I don't think that he's going to change at all. I think it's going to be literally the same, especially with, Son, Kulu, and then obviously we've got the injuries as well. Yeah. Yeah, I think he's going to definitely stick with Lloris as well. Just,
Interesting one, isn't it? It is what it is, isn't it, unfortunately? And the fans tomorrow, and I've said before, the fans are going to, I don't know what's going to happen tomorrow, to be fair. I don't know what's going to happen, what kind of atmosphere
it's going to be definitely a hostile atmosphere. That's definitely going to be for sure. And it's like the fans need to just get on their backs. Do you know what I mean? It's a case of, getting those points, but it's all how the players, bring themselves onto the pitch. We'll see. I just, can't do anything about it. It's out of our hands.
100%. David Clark is saying here, Stellini has proved he's as bad as Conte regarding substitutes. I agree with you. Stellini, Ryan Mason should have gone as well. I mean, we've discussed this before as well, where we were saying that if you sack a manager, the whole board goes, the whole play,
exactly.
The whole coaching team. Simple. See you later. And look at Chelsea. They've took a gamble. On Lampard. I'm not saying bring back, I'm not saying bring back Tim Sherwood or whoever, whatever, but, just get rid of everyone because they've got the same mentality now. They're going to have the same tactics, the same theories as what Conte had. They're not going to do anything different, and we've already seen that.
Yeah, exactly.
Junior, Rodigan is saying here, Benson, Højbjerg and Lloris. He's also saying Brighton defence is not as strong as Everton's right now. Great to see you, Pav. Mark P. Jews Nuts is saying here, will Levy show up tomorrow? I don't know. Is there F1 going on, or is there something where he probably... I don't think he's going to show up tomorrow because of what's been going on. He's probably in China.
There's meant to be a whole protest as well tomorrow, isn't there, outside the club shop? Yeah.
Question for you, Pav. What do you think of this new appointment of this
Scott Munn
or whoever he is?
Yeah. Do you know what? When I saw it, I was like, who? Who? And then I read a couple of his background or whatever, and I was like, okay, I am seeing some positive things, but I mean, I don't have much to say on it because I don't even know who the guy is. So we have to see. I guess it puts Levy back a step further, less control. I guess.
Way. But you know what? I don't think anyone. I think Danny Rose would have been googling him, wouldn't he, to find out who he was?
Yeah.
Paul Pablo saying here, what tactics can you really do with this team? Park the proverbial bus. David Clark, there we go. Levy is out the country as far as I'm aware.
When is he not?
He's as far, far, far away as he can
stay there.
As David, what's his name, said, somewhere far, far, far away in a foreign country lies Daniel Levy avoiding the Tottenham fans at the Tottenham Hotspur Stadium. Right, so we move on to prediction time. Pav, I was reading the comment section before, and I think out of every comments and everyone that was putting comments in, I think there was only one that said Spurs to win. I don't know whether he was actually being honest or not, but there was one that said he said 3-1 to Spurs. What's your prediction going into the game? What are you thinking for tomorrow's game then? What's your thoughts?
Honestly, I think it's gonna either be a draw or a loss, and this is not me putting my positive hat on here. I reckon it's gonna be 1-1.
Seriously? 1-1? Just wow! I was gonna say who to then. Okay.
If I was to put on my positive hat,
I'd
say 2-1 to us, but no, I see it either being a draw or a loss, if I'm being honest.
Okay, no, that's fine. I'm not even going to ask for goal scorers because I've given up now. I don't really care.
Might be a replay of last week's.
That's what I mean. David Clark is saying here, Spurs 1, Brighton 2. Jews Nuts is saying, I'm hoping for a draw. David Clark reckons Arsenal goal will come from a set piece. Well, I am not confident at all. I am not confident, and I've got to that stage now where I want my team to win constantly. I want my team to win, but I'm not going to keep saying, "Oh, my team's going to win. My team's going to win," and then we put in performances like this week in, week out. Then you get to that point where you just think, "Do you know what? I don't really care now. I don't care because Daniel Levy just wants 4 for that Champions League money. I'm not bothered. I don't care." And I think, and I'm going to say, and it is what it is. I think we're going to get beat 3-1. And I'm being generous by saying we're going to score 1 goal. But I think we'll get beat 3-1 because the way Mitoma and McAllister and Solly Marsh and all them lot are playing, I think, and they got Caseda and Estepian, and I think I think 3-1 to Brighton. 3-1 to Brighton. Eddie Ryan is saying here, I was being honest, Sid. I know you was. Okay, that's fine. If that's what you think, then yeah, no. You know what? It is what it is. But I've just got to that stage now where I'm just going to say it how it is and what I think.
Yeah, definitely.
These players have down tools. They're not interested. We've seen it week in, week out.
I've said it before. They just play. Yeah. They play like they want to lose. They show no desire whatsoever on the pitch.
No,
it's like you want to actually lose. You've given up. Like, what's the point in being on the pitch if you're going to give up? Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, they're just picking up. They're just turning up, picking up their wages and going home. Simple.
Yeah, exactly.
That's all they're doing. So 3-1 to Brighton. If anything happens, if we end up playing well, if we decide to turn up and we win, so be it. But that's my prediction. Paul Pablo saying here, you don't want no European football, really don't want the Euro Conference League either. Yeah, if we finish at the top 4, I'd rather we finish 8th or 9th, just not bother with this, because next season it's going to be, we're not going to be competing for any European trophies and that, because the managers don't want to come to us, players don't want to come to us, so it is what it is. Right, people, thank you very much for joining us. I hope you have a lovely bank holiday weekend. Whatever you've got planned for the weekend, it was a nice day today, so hopefully it'll be the same this weekend. Hopefully Spurs to win tomorrow, but I'm not holding my breath. Have a great evening. Thanks, Pav, for joining me. And thanks to everyone in the comment section. Have a lovely evening, and we will see you for the reaction show, Tottenham versus Brighton, tomorrow.